What's up, Radiant Icons? And welcome back to Dare to Be Iconic, the podcast made for icons who are daring to be themselves. I'm your host, Amanda Policelli, and for today's Tea Time Sesh, we are spilling the tea with the iconic and dynamic duo of Fashionably Single, Hannah and Jessica. We spilled the tea on friendship, owning your power, and falling in love with yourself, and a few jokes. Honestly, not even a few jokes. Those girls are some of the funniest girls I have ever met in my entire life, and you will not stop laughing during this tea time session. I promise you, Radiant Icons. But before we do that, Radiant Icons, I dare you to join me on Sunday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern for our first masterclass of 2026. Break up with the past, fall in love with the future. This masterclass is designed to turn your pain into power, a specialty of mine, if I say so myself. And we are doing it together because in 2026, we are being resilient. We are being strong because strong is sexy, Radiant Icons, and we are daring to do it together. I cannot wait to see you there. So make sure to secure your spot today by going to daretobeiconic.com under the empowerment events section or clicking the link in the show notes below. And now that we have done all of that, Radiant Icons, let's get to that piping hot tea. Let's spill the tea with Jessica and Hannah. Are you ready, Radiant Icons? Because your tea time sesh is starting now. Hannah and Jessica, oh my goodness, I am so excited for today's tea time sesh. Welcome to Dare to Be Iconic. I have to tell you guys, when I first listened to Fashionably Single, I got very Sex in the City, the bold type. Are you guys familiar with the bold type by any chance? It was on
I've heard of that,
Freeform.
but I have not.
Oh my, okay. First off, you need to watch it. That's actually
Okay.
the first thing you have to do after this tea time sesh is you need to go on HBO Max, you can go on Netflix, wherever it is, and I need you to watch it automatically and then text me. Because when I listen to Fashionably Single, I think of Sex in the City and I think of the bold type, but with Austin vibes. So what I'm telling you is
Love
that
it.
I need you guys to start a reality show, basically.
Oh
Okay.
Okay.
my gosh.
Like
Our
that's
reality show would be crazy.
and that's exactly why. And that's exactly why you guys would beat the Kardashians, okay? That's just what I'm saying, okay?
Oh,
So
heck yeah.
that's what I need because you guys are so iconic. But speaking of you guys just being iconic, we have to get into some Dare to Be Iconic essentials. So, what does the phrase Dare to Be Iconic mean to you? And how do you dare to be iconic in your everyday life?
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So I think daring to be iconic to me means being confident in your own skin, being fearless, and being bold. And I think I live that in my everyday life just by being myself. I like to romanticize my life. I like to live a soft girl life. I love to just sit in a cafe by myself and read or write. And then I also like to go out with my friends and get dressed up and get cute. But I just love doing what I love to do in the moment and just take it day by day.
Period. Jessica, what about you?
I think for me, when I think of what does dare to be iconic mean to me, I really focus on the word iconic. And
Mhm.
so it I want to translate it into dare to make an impact. Because when I think of iconic, it means
Oh,
it's impactful. Okay, did I strike the nerve?
yes, I love it. No, I love it. It's like so good. It's like piping hot tea. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm so sorry. It's so good.
So I think of when you wake up every morning, you should be thinking, how am I going to make an impact today? Or what is the impact that I'm going to make today? It could be something personal, like your family, your career, yourself, your health, or it could be on a much larger scale. So, I mean, you could think of how am I going to make an impact in my community or in the world if you want to go grand. But I really do think it is how dare to make a positive impact. That's how I interpret it. And then for me in my own personal life, I would say I represent the iconic vibe by just taking risks. I feel
Mhm.
like I've always had this mentality of if I want to try something, what is stopping me? And 99% of the time, it's nothing except for myself. And I refuse to let imposter syndrome or
Mm,
feelings of inadequacy stop me from having this
yeah.
experience or opportunities. So That's what I think it is. It's just for me, it's just every day just taking a risk.
So you guys are daring to make an impact through Fashionably Single. You guys are daring to be bold, daring to be fearless in your own ways, right? And your podcast is an honest reflection of that, right? And you guys
Mhm.
have this instant chemistry that you can feel through the mic. Radiant Icons, if you have not listened to Fashionably Single, you honestly are missing out and you need to stop this episode and you need to go listen to Fashionably Single and then come back to this one. Okay, okay. But anyway, I just love that you can feel the chemistry through the mic. And so, how do you know when to say yes to new connections? Even when it feels random or risky, because correct me if I'm wrong, the way Fashionably Single started was because of a random connection that we didn't see coming. Right, right. I know I'm trying to
Yeah.
tease it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I will say that the way that Hannah and I met was unconventional, I think, but it was probably one
Mhm.
of the best stories that I have when I'm like, oh yeah, like Hannah's one of my best friends, and we didn't meet in the most like I don't know. You'll just have to go listen to the episodes to
Exactly,
figure it out.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
But I would say for for me, it's like I love meeting people and I love talking to people. And I am the type of person that's just gonna like, if I'm sitting at a bar and somebody's sitting next to me, I'm gonna lean over and be like, hey, what are you reading?
Oh my
If they're
god.
reading a book.
That's my worst nightmare.
Hannah and I are very different, but
No.
it works.
You guys are like the yin and yang, okay? Like I love it.
Yeah.
Like you have to. You have to have that balance.
So I think the random connections that appear in your life
Mhm.
or the random opportunities to meet someone are some of the best because I always look at it as like one, a networking opportunity. Like, how is
Mhm.
this new person going to come in my life and how are we going to benefit each other? But then also too, just taking the time to meet someone. I just think it's so it's just such a great experience. I love it. Hannah's gonna say something else.
No, it's okay. I love it because we all are daring to be ourselves, right? We have all these different perspectives. Like I am more like you, Jess. Like when Hannah was saying on Fashionably Single about like Jess is the one to be like talking on the airplane next to their like plane partner, okay, or whatever the phrasing is, okay. Like I just remember laughing and I'm being like, "Yep, that's me." I am
Yeah,
Jessica in that moment. Like I am the person
never.
who talks. But my sister is like Hannah, where my sister would not do that at all. In fact, she judges me for doing that. You know what I'm saying? So
It actually the thought of, like, sitting at a bar and then somebody else at the bar turning to me and wanting to talk to me terrifies. That is, like, not the reason why I go to bars.
That is so funny.
It's so crazy that we're friends.
I know. Because it really is when when we're out like and about and I randomly am talking to someone, I can see her face being like, oh my God, we need to wrap this up.
Yeah, so I don't know, I guess I'm introverted,
okay.
but not, like, with my group of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it takes me I'm very, like, in my shell when I meet new
Mhm.
people, and I feel like it's an intuition thing for me. Like, it's just a kinda trust my gut thing if I feel like letting you into my inner circle. But Jessica is pretty instant. I don't
It's crazy though because the first time we met, I was actually shocked at how like well we got along. I just
Yeah,
remember laughing a lot
yeah, whole time.
the whole time.
I think
And
I'm gonna be
we were
laughing
there
throughout this entire tea time sesh because you
Yeah, right.
and we ended up I think we were there for what, like 2 hours or
Two
something?
but
hours.
that's how you know it's a good friendship. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when you can just like keep talking to the person and you're like, oh my goodness, it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
where did the time go? And it only feels like 2 minutes has passed by.
yeah.
That's how you know it's a real friendship. And one of the things I love about Fashionably Single is that it's an honest reflection about your life. It reflects your friendship. So, how do you use those everyday moments, right? Jessica talking to someone in the bar and Hannah being like, "Oh my god, like please stop." How do you use those everyday moments to practice showing up boldly and unapologetically?
You know, if Jessica does start talking to strangers or if I'm in a situation, I have another friend who is also very talkative, just like Jessica. And I just try and be positive. And it is a good way to meet people and make connections. I definitely need to be more open to it. Um like networking. I feel like I was just, unless this was a dream, but I feel like I was just somewhere. Oh, I went to a baby shower and like I didn't know that many people, but I was talking to people. You'd have been so proud of me.
Wow, that is
I had
so
like real conversations with strangers.
that's amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm very proud.
I remember their names.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I do think that it's like a balance. Like we
Okay.
kind of push each other in different ways. And
Mhm.
so just how you're saying, like I'm out there talking and she's a little bit more reserved, but there's a lot of things that I am reserved on, especially the fashion aspect of our podcast. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, it's not my thing. I appreciate it. And I think anybody that understands fashion, that's amazing because I don't get it at all. And so there are things that Hannah will like push me to try on, or if she's like, you should wear that or this is how you style that. I do feel like we do push each other in different aspects
Mhm.
of our like what we have for strengths and weaknesses.
Mhm.
Would you
Mhm.
agree?
Yeah, no, I think we
Okay.
complement each other in that way very well.
Yeah.
Like if it was end of the world and you had a map
Oh
you
my
had to get somewhere,
God.
she wouldn't be able to get anywhere without me.
We're never gonna drop this. Let me ask you really quick. Amanda,
No, please.
can you read a map? Like a paper map?
Okay, wait. If
Okay.
somebody
No.
gave you a paper
Okay.
map and you knew where
Uh-huh.
you were on the map and you needed to get to point B, would you be able to read that map and get to point B?
Okay. So I'm like embarrassed.
No,
No.
please say it.
I would not. I'm 27 years old. You heard it here first, Radiant Icons. I'm 27 years old and I would not know how to get from point A to B. I also don't drive a car, even though I do have a license. So there's like that too. Like I know I'm directionally challenged. Like if you
No.
saw me in Spain trying to figure out that train system,
Oh my
oh,
God.
I'm surprised I made it out alive, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
really I am very surprised. So
So
You get
we've
another
been
point.
we've been having this
I'm
debate for the
still
last
winning.
24 hours
oh,
about how
please
I
tell me
can't
about
read a
it.
map. I'm in my 30s and I'm directionally challenged.
She gets
That's
lost
okay.
every time she has to, with GPS, she gets lost.
Yeah.
Every time she has to go somewhere in Austin, she takes the wrong turn.
My brain's just going and I'm not paying attention. But when it comes to a parchment map,
Yes.
it's not gonna happen.
A parchment map. I love it.
I mean, if it's not going to happen with somebody telling you the directions, you're right. I don't think
Well,
it's going to happen.
I could have been a visual learner. Maybe I
But
was
you also have the visual on your car.
okay, continue, Amanda. We're sorry.
Oh, this was
No,
a
I
very
mean,
heated debate last night.
no, I love it. I love it because you know what? You guys are just daring to be iconic. Like you're daring to be yourselves. You're owning that you are directionally challenged. Hannah
Yeah.
is like, I know you cannot make it anywhere without me. Like you are owning that. So
She drives my
sweet.
car wherever
She
we go.
drives your
She's
car?
driving. Oh
So,
yeah,
so you're the passenger princess.
absolutely.
And that's on period though. I I'm like I have aspects of Hannah and I have aspects of Jessica. Like this is very we should do like a personality quiz. Like I feel
Oh
like we should
man.
do like a fashionably single personality. It's like those Buzzsprout quizzes that you would take in the middle of AP Psych. You know what I mean? Because you didn't want
Yeah,
to pay attention. So you would
absolutely.
just take the bus or not Buzzsprout, BuzzFeed quizzes. You know what I mean? And just be like, oh,
Yeah.
who do I have today? And it's like, oh, am I Jessica or I am more like Hannah? Like that's what you guys
That's
should
actually
do.
really cute.
That would be so fun.
Like, I feel like that's so good, and then I'll take it and I'll let you know who I'm more like, but I feel like I have aspects of both of you,
That's
so
a great idea. I love that idea.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Funny.
Since we're, speaking about your podcast being a very public reflection of your life, I mean, we just got a snippet of it right now of what to expect on Fashionably Single. Can you think of a time of when you held back and then you decided to fully speak up? What did that teach you about your own power?
So actually, when I was reading this question, there was something that immediately popped into my mind.
Ooh,
And even then I
I love
was like,
it.
ooh, I was like, I don't know if I want to actually say that on here. I was like, well, you know what? You already put it on your podcast. But there's an episode, a specific episode. And I think it's the episode where Hannah and I are discussing different types of griefs. And I started to
Mhm.
share a story that involved my ex. And I even paused in the episode and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to share this because
I remember that.
I was
Yes.
like, it might make me sound like a shitty person. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with it because what's great about editing is I can always take it out later. But I ended up leaving it in because it was a situation where I don't think I handled it in the best way and it ended up hurting him. And
Okay.
so I was like, man, I don't want to put myself in that light. But then I thought about transparency and how powerful that is. And when I'm listening to when I first listened to your podcast, I was like, man, I was going through something that very similar to you, what you had gone through in different variations and forms, but the feelings were the same.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so nice to know that I don't feel alone. So I was like, if somebody listens to this story and they're like, you know what, I've been in the same situation and I've kind of been not the best person. And that's nice to know that I'm not the only one. So that's why I just kind of went for it, even though I definitely had some reservations.
What I thought of was just my relationship overall with my ex.
Mhm.
I feel like I really lost myself in that relationship and
Mhm.
dimmed myself a lot to appease him and be the woman I thought that he wanted. Um so definitely, towards the end of our relationship I started, I think, being more myself again and also just voicing my opinions more and how I was feeling more. And then eventually that led to our breakup. But I still have love for him. I think he's a great guy for someone else. He never, he was a great partner in many ways. But I am so proud of myself for making the decision to leave him.
Mhm.
It was the hardest decision I've ever made.
Yeah.
It flipped my life upside down, but that was definitely, I think, an iconic moment for me to do that.
I think there is so much power in choosing yourself and leaning into that vulnerability of
Mhm.
owning your truth. There is a stigma about being single in your late 20s and in your
Mhm.
30s. And I think what is so powerful about your podcast and what you guys are doing is that you are kind of redefining that narrative, right? And taking that power back and showing other young women that are in this single girl season, single girl era of their life that it's not all gloom and doom. It's the exact opposite, right? And it starts
Mhm.
with that choice of choosing yourself and honoring that commitment. So, how are you owning your voice in this single girl season of your life? What is one bold, risky move that you have taken since starting Fashionably Single and kind of seen the impact it has made?
I think I don't know, I don't wanna speak for both of us, but I mean, think honestly, just starting this podcast, taking the risk to put our kind of personal lives out there, and then really embrace being single and just kind of I mean, I know you just said something that resonated with me, which was there is a stigma about being in your late 20s and 30s. I mean, I feel like in my early 30s, I felt it a lot. And even when my ex and I were separating because I was married, there was a lot of shame that came with it of oh my gosh,
Yes.
I failed and I'm supposed to be married at this time and everybody has is together in their relationships. So there was a lot of shame that I had to learn how to let go. This podcast honestly has really helped define for me just embracing that it's okay to be single and it's kind of fun.
We were talking about season 2 and what we want to talk
Mhm.
about, and we were discussing how we are actually really happy being single right now. We both have a lot going on in our lives. Have trips planned. We're working on business stuff. We're really thriving, I think, being
Yeah.
in our 30s and single. And so we were like, we're going to talk about that more in season 2 rather than, focusing
Dating.
so much on the actual dating. We'll focus on the not dating and
And
just living in that, I think.
yeah. And then also too still being open to going on a date. We're
Oh
not
yeah,
cutting out
we love love.
Oh
I
yeah,
love love. I love men.
definitely.
like we're not cutting that out, but there's also just nothing wrong with being
No,
single.
no, we like it.
Yeah, but it's okay to be single until we find that right person that we want to be
Yeah,
with.
of
I think for
course.
me, I'm also surrounded. I work in a restaurant. I'm a bartender, and I work
Mhm,
with a lot of like young people, a lot of girls and guys that are in
mhm.
their like late teens, early
Mhm.
20s, or like mid 20s. Most of them are younger than me. So, and they're all going through relationship stuff. Like a few of my friends just, are going through breakups or thinking about breaking up. And sometimes they say things like, I'm like getting old. Like, I really thought I was going to marry this guy. I wanted to be with him
Mhm.
forever. Like, what am I going to do now? I don't have that much time. Like, I want to be married by 30. And it's funny because, if you would have asked me 10 years ago when I was 21 working in a restaurant, I would have probably been saying the same things.
Same.
And I kind of want to be that example to my friends and other girls that there is nothing wrong with being 30 and single.
Absolutely not. There's so much learning of life that you still have to do in your 20s. And so
Mhm.
for me,
Mhm.
I look a lot, I definitely look back on like getting married so young and just thinking like we were babies. And then we grew up into two totally different people. And so it's like,
Yeah.
I wonder what would have happened if he and I would have met, in our 30s. Would it have worked, So it's just interesting. I think a lot of times people just rush into things. I definitely was one of them. But yeah, I say just take your time. And being single is okay.
It's great.
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned on this single girl journey?
Being okay with being alone
Yeah.
because I think when people hear the word alone, it's like
It's
um
scary to them, you
Yeah.
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
and like a negative connotation to it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, actually being alone, there is something so nice about it. Now I'm still working on like being quiet. Like we were
No.
just talking in the car and Hannah was like, sometimes silence is okay. And I was like,
I'm so dead.
That's another one of my quotes.
yeah, it is.
Can you put that on a t-shirt?
Yeah.
Like, that's too good.
I was like, but I need the silence to end.
That's fair. Because I think, like, your brain just keeps going type
I
vibe.
just have
I
so
feel
many
that.
things I want to talk about. And
Mhm.
so,
Yeah. I think for me, it's like I've heard this before. You need to love yourself before you can, be loved or be in a relationship. And I think
Mhm.
this time that I've taken to learn about myself as a single woman in my 30s has really made me believe that because I do like truly love myself now. And I feel like I would be able to let somebody in and truly love me as well.
mhm.
I think the concept of loving yourself is foreign to a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like, choosing
Mhm.
ourselves, loving ourselves. So, what would be, like, your like, Hannah's go-to guide to learn how
Mm.
to fall in love with yourself, right? Or in how can I be my own best friend? So, what would yours be, Hannah?
I'm like the bestest friend to myself ever. Okay, I'm too good. I
Yeah.
don't
Love
say
it.
no to myself, and I need
Period.
to.
Can I tell her what you said the other day about the gifting? You're gonna
I don't remember what I said, so go.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it. We were planning, or she was planning, and she was like, "I'm going to gift myself one present every month, and like just a,
Oh yeah.
like a big purchase for myself." And I was like, "For your birthday?" And like year-long birthday, and she was like, "No, just for being me."
You know what, Hannah? That's a very me thing too. I get it. 'Cause I literally, like, I kid you not, I was literally thinking that the other day. I was like, I should do something for myself every month, like get myself a gift or like a luxurious experience.
Yeah,
I support
why
that.
not?
I was
I
like,
support it.
Celebrate yourself.
"Did you
But
ever watch
that's
Parks and Rec? Did y'all ever watch
no,
Parks and Rec?"
no, I did
Oh, y'all
not.
y'all should, because there's this whole like treat yourself day. It's like a big thing, but that's what it
Really?
makes me think of, where it's just one day where these two characters just spend a shit ton of money on themselves, but like on ridiculous things. But it's one day out of the year. Only Hannah has one day out of every month.
Every month. I think that's great. Honestly, Hannah,
Anyway,
that's you just daring to be yourself, you know? Like that's you and like Jessica won't do that because that's not her and that's
yeah,
okay. But I'm
yeah.
with you, Hannah. Treat yourself every month.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
I'm just fun, love
Period.
life, live life. Jessica is business all the time.
Budget business.
Oh God.
So, like, I know budget. We don't say the B word with Hannah. I'm like, I can help you budget, and she's like, oh. No.
Oh, I don't want to hear the word. Chills up my spine. I can't. Oh my goodness. Okay, so treating yourself once every month. Okay. What
Mhm.
are some other steps, Hannah, that you would recommend to the Radiant Icons listening to this who are like, you know what? I need to fall in love with myself. I'm gonna do what Hannah says.
Definitely invest in like your health. So, if you haven't been working out consistently, definitely find something you enjoy doing that moves your body.
Mhm.
Eat healthy foods, like fix up your diet. I think investing before you invest in like your look or your like makeup, I would definitely invest in good skincare, like making yourself glow and getting like a good hair routine for sure. Um, and then we were talking about this, but just being comfortable in yourself. Like I love going out by myself. Like
Mhm.
going out to eat, grabbing a drink, going to read, going to a cafe, going on a walk. I love doing things alone.
I
Silence.
I like going to the movies alone, but that's about it.
Yeah. I think just investing in your health, and I think a big thing for me is I think if you look good, like if you do your hair and makeup
Mhm.
and dress well, it makes you feel better and that radiates confidence and people can see that.
Mhm.
I love that. I agree with that. I think when I do my face and makeup and I have a new lip combo, so I'm like so obsessed with it. I'm like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
I am that girl, like period. No one can tell me anything. Like it's me and my lip combo against the world, you know? Um,
I will say too that
tell me.
your heel videos, I'm like, I wanna do that.
You need
Hers
to. You need
dancing.
Yes.
to.
I've
You need
looked at them
to.
so many times, and I
Thank
will say this is
you.
I'm like, I wanna try it, and I'm getting
You
closer
need
to, but
to.
that's a little bit like, "Whoa." And
It
I'm like,
is. It's fun though.
"But it looks so fun." What?
I'm thinking about you dancing in heels.
Oh, yeah, I can't walk in heels.
I was like, wait a second. If I make Jessica wear heels anywhere, it is
But
constant complaints.
yes, but here's
Constant.
because we're moving in a straight line and you walk like a
Mhm.
cheetah, so you go so fast, and I don't do that, but she's dancing. You're staying in pretty much a tiny little spot. There's a lot of floor movement.
Oh, well, no,
I've seen
okay.
some
There's
of her
not it
videos. She's
depends on the
doing a lot.
instructor because my instructors like to kill me. I love you, Brianna and Ashley. I know you listen to this podcast. With they like the other day, Brianna was like, "Okay, I know last week I killed your knees, but we're gonna start on the
Close.
floor again." I said, "Brianna, my knees are still recovering. What are we doing here?"
Yeah, some of those movements, I'm like, "How she was just down. How did she get up that fast?" It would have taken me,
I
like,
girl,
4
I don't
steps.
know. I don't know how I got up either. I'll be honest.
But that it does. It looks so fun. And
Thank
that's the thing
you.
that I think you were
Yes, you
saying
need
is,
to do
like,
it.
the movement, it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be lifting weights.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
lifting weights. But it doesn't have to be like weight training, just moving your body, like playing a sport or
Yes.
just walking, swimming, whatever it is. I think that I do agree with you. I think movement is so important.
Yeah, something that is actually a joyful experience for you, whether it's a
Right.
heels class, Pilates, a hike. I
Yeah.
know you guys, what was it was Hannah, right? That went on a first date
On a
on a
hike?
hike.
Yeah, with a
Yeah.
potential serial killer, sure.
It was fun.
Mhm.
I actually did really well.
Yeah,
But
you're alive.
thank God, God bless, right? I mean,
You took me on a hike too, our second time meeting, and we
Second
almost
time
died.
we did. I got it. I
because of the directionally challenge. Oh, it's
yeah.
all clicking now. Now that
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, let's go on a hike." And I normally do very well on this one trail. And then I got cocky and I was like, "Oh, I can take us off trail." We ended up like in a creek.
She did not tell me we were going off trail, by the way. The whole time I thought she knew what she was
What?
doing. And then all of a sudden we're literally in the middle of the woods. And I'm like, wait a second. We have not been on a path for a few minutes now, and
Yeah.
all I see are trees.
Yeah.
So did Hannah get you guys out of that one
Yes, you
or
Yeah,
did.
she did.
you did?
Yes. Never
I
been there
love that.
before.
I have Hannah, I have to ask you something then because I can just tell there's a lot of fun stories with you and Jessica. So, can you spill the tea on a crazy friendship story that you have not shared on Fashionably Single? So, I'm talking like a Dare to Be Iconic exclusive that you can't wait to spill the tea on. And Jessica, I'm going to ask you the same thing, so get
I know.
ready.
So the one that I'm gonna tell is I was at Hannah's work and we were also with one of our friends, Tomas, who's also been on the podcast. And he had asked me, "Oh, can I drive your car?" And I was like, sure, yeah, we can. We were gonna go pick up some food and then come back. And so as Tomas gets in the front seat, Hannah's in the passenger seat, and I'm in the back seat, not buckled. And because we weren't going too far. It was
and you're
all
literally sitting in the middle.
sitting in the middle, and it was all very. We were literally going around the corner, and I always forget to tell people that my brakes are so sensitive in my car. And so we're driving along, and I think I'm just like a happy little camper in the back seat, just minding my own business, talking. And he presses the brake. Hannah's in the passenger seat, and I just go flying forward into the front. And I mean, I literally was like, oh my God, the concrete is going to hurt so bad. I'm going to go through the window. But when I came up and I realized I wasn't dead, Hannah was like blue in the face from laughing so hard. And poor sweet Tomas was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And Hannah was like, almost died. And it was hilarious.
And this is why you need a reality show.
It was no, and I don't know if you said this, but we were literally in a parking lot of like the Domain, which is like a shopping area. So we were pulling out of the parking lot, and we were just in the parking lot trying to get like onto the road that goes in between the shops, because we're probably literally going like 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Hilarious.
But I was like, my face is gonna crack through the window. I was certain that it was imminent death. It was. I know. And then this is what I was like, where's the care? Like, you almost lost me.
What was Tomas even doing?
What do you mean?
Like, was he laughing?
No, he felt so bad. And then once he realized I was still conscious, he was like, then he started laughing.
I feel like I just remember him being really like, he was in shock.
He was no, me or him. He was in shock because he almost committed murder. But it was a complete accident, and honestly, it would have been my fault. I forgot to tell him that my brakes are psycho.
And you also didn't have your seatbelt.
I didn't, and that again, my fault. Didn't have my seatbelt. Always wear your seatbelt.
This was the night that we were getting our tarot cards read.
Yeah.
And then I feel like something else happened, but then when we got into the parking garage, first it took us like forever. This girl, she lives in the Domain, in like an apartment complex in the Domain, and it was so hard to find. And then to like get into the parking garage and figure based off the directions she gave us, which were so confusing, to like get up to the garage. And then when we got out of the car, I forget what happened. I had one something. Did we lose our keys?
No, I had one job, which was to bring a bottle of wine, and I brought it. And then I asked Hannah to grab it out of the car, and she grabbed it and then just decided to hurl it across the parking lot. Just threw it. And it shattered everywhere. And I was like, okay.
That's not what happened. I was trying. I had like my tote bag, and I wasn't looking, and I like was putting it in my bag, but I missed the bag, and so it just fell on the floor and shattered everywhere in this lady's parking garage. But I could have sworn that we were already frazzled about something. I feel like we had lost something.
We couldn't figure out how to get to the parking garage. But those are probably our two crazy stories that we can think of at this moment.
I love it. I mean, at the root of your friendship, we all can tell that there is so much love. Like, you guys have so much love for each other. What is one quality? Stop. I'm so dead. I can't. You guys love each other deep down. Okay, that's why you guys are so entertaining, because there's so much love there, and that's why you need to create a reality show, please and thank you. But anyway, what is the biggest lesson you have learned from each other on this journey of fashionably single?
Ooh, you want to go first?
I think this whole podcast thing has definitely been a learning experience. Like, it's given me a project, and I like that.
Is that what you've learned from me?
First of all, I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I love the love. I love it. Oh,
God.
Jeez. Jessica's taught me patience.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
It is not actually. Yeah, you have, and your children. You've taught me. You've taught me a lot. I think you've taught me that I don't know if I want to be a mother.
Oh my gosh. I have 2 kids and it's just a lot. And she's just learning that it's a lot.
Yeah, but this is good. This is good that you're teaching me these
okay.
things.
I was like, positive things. What positive things have I taught you?
No, it's good because
Okay.
this is something that everybody should think about before they have
Mhm.
children. Like, can you
That's
handle,
fair.
you know?
Yeah.
That is fair.
And you
Great
are
point.
putting a
Yes.
lot into perspective for me in a
Yeah.
good way. I
Mhm.
like to be, I'm getting all of the sides.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah. You told me a lot. Mhm.
What else?
Just was like, please, so
Are
I
you
can
pushing
listen to this part.
compliments? I would like to know.
Um,
See if you can do one more.
Just because
I
like
don't
waiting
get a lot
so
of
she
nice
can
things.
well because I know you're gonna want to play this like before you go to bed
I
or
know.
early in the morning as your
she's gonna put on
affirmations.
her
You're gonna be like,
tombstone.
I'm going to dare to be iconic, and I'm going to fast forward to this part where Hannah says all the good things about me, and it's
All the
on
nice things.
video and it's recorded and it will not go anywhere. I know you. I
We
know you, Jessica. I know you.
Yeah, we were literally, when we were working on your questions last night and I was looking at one of her answers, she said something nice about me. And I was like, that's what I want on my tombstone.
But no, I think you definitely have taught me a lot. I think you've brought me out of my shell. I mean, I would have never done this on my own.
Yeah.
So you
That's true.
kind of show me another side of myself,
Okay. Hannah's definitely taught me so much. Just like I'm not even being
Like there's
funny.
white meat and dark meat.
Oh my God.
So when I heard that, I was lifting weights. Okay, I had to stop my weights. I was like, Jessica did not.
I
She
did. And
but
it's
I was like,
so,
you know what? That's so iconic of you, girl. That's so
That's-
iconic of you.
the moments that I was like, man, that one. Ugh. But no, realistically, Hannah has taught me a lot of things that I think things along those lines, but just like day-to-day life things that I just don't really I just feel like you're so in tuned with like culture. Does that make sense? And so like the other day we were talking about wine glasses and you were educating me all about like why it's good to have thin glass wines. And I was like, well, I don't know that. That's cool. But then you've also taught me a lot about like it's okay to be like in your soft girl era, because I think for so long being a single mom and being in the relationship that I was in, constantly having to grind and just be basically a girl boss, that I have never ever stepped into the soft girl era, because I've always just been go 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 and hustle hustle hustle. She's made me be in the moments more, and so I think that that's something that's I've tried to really hold on to even when we're not together. See?
You bring me into my like girl boss.
See? Okay, so that's okay, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Jessica and Hannah, I can't believe our time together is almost done. Like, you guys need to come back to spill the tea with me. But I have 2 more questions for you guys. So, if your 20-year-old self saw you today, what would she be most proud of?
I think she would be most proud of the fact that I had the guts to leave the past situation that I was in, which completely turned my life upside down and moved me miles and miles away to Texas from South Carolina. And I just think that she'd be proud that I am happy and I have filled my life with friends and laughter and good food and just doing what I enjoy every day. So I think she would just be proud that I'm happy.
I think if 20-year-old me saw me today, she would be the most proud of my resilience, of not giving up, not quitting, and continuing to push forward for the life that I want.
So, as you guys mentioned, your resiliency and that trajectory point of, that breakup really changing your life and the path that your life went down eventually. That kind of leads me to season 2 of Fashionably Single, which is already out now, Radiant Icons. So, again, you want to listen. But if you haven't, Jessica and Hannah, in your own words, spill the tea of what to expect for season 2, please.
So if you have not listened to season 1, in season 1, we really were navigating dating. And then towards the end of season 1, we kind of took a hiatus from dating. So in season 2, we have changed the course a little bit because we fell in love with just being single. And so you're going to hear a lot more of just us enjoying life and friendships and what we're doing the day to day. We do focus a lot on fashion in season 2. Hannah's the guru, so you're definitely going to want to tune in. I'm learning so much. So, yeah, you should definitely listen to season 2 of Fashionably Single. Our episodes drop every Wednesday, and it's perfect because so does Dare to Be Iconic. So, listeners, you guys can you can set aside some time and do Fashionably Single, Dare to Be Iconic, or Dare to Be Iconic, Fashionably Single.
Your Wednesdays just got more iconic radiant icons. What can I tell you? Okay, that's how we do it here at Dare to Be Iconic and Fashionably Single. Point blank and period. Hannah and Jessica, thank you guys so much for spilling the tea with me. I know the radiant icons are going to love it. I mean, who wouldn't?
Welcome to the Fashionably Single podcast, where single life meets real talk. Hosted by Hannah.
This guy is sitting next to me, and this was like a no shoe kind of house, so he had to take his shoes off. We were playing cards, drinking, and then all of a sudden, he starts rubbing his foot on my leg.
And her co-host, Jessica. So he leaves me at the table, he gets his food, he goes back to his car. I'm thinking he's dipping out on this date. I just told him I don't want to marry him, and I won't let him kill me. So 2 millennials in Austin, Texas, navigating dating, independence, and becoming your best self with confidence and style.
All right, Radiant Icons, that is your tea time sesh for today. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe, to leave a rating or review, to tell your friends about us, to tell everyone and anyone, because you know we love what? More Radiant Icons in our iconic community of ours. Radiant Icons, I will never get tired of saying that, but you also know what I will never get tired of is spilling the tea with you guys. I cannot believe that literally in a couple weeks on March 27th, it will officially be 2 years since the premiere episodes of the Dare to Be Iconic podcast. So next week, we are rewinding it all the way back. We are looking back at some of our most iconic moments with some of the most iconic women who have spilled the tea right here on this podcast. I am so excited for next week and what March has in store because March is all about celebration and community. Because I would not be able to do what I do with Dare to Be Iconic, have the most iconic women on this podcast sharing their stories if it wasn't for you, my lovely, iconic, radiant icons who tune in every single week, who honestly support me through everything, who are literally like the best, most amazing, iconic people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing in my life. I cannot do what I do without you guys. So thank you so much. And I have a very special surprise that will be premiering on my Instagram on how you can have your voice heard on the Dare to Be Iconic podcast, especially for this very exciting and emotional month of March. With so much gratitude. I love you guys so damn much. Thank you for changing my life. I can't wait to talk with y'all next week as we look back at some of the most iconic moments of the podcast. And well, I'll just chat with you then, right? All right, Radiant Icons, remember, dare to be iconic. Bye.